Hello, welcome to another video from OnlyFigs. I know it's been a while, I'm sorry about that. I haven't had the time to really do any videos. I've been working a lot. But I did go searching for some figures at different Targets, and I drove about 40 minutes away. I found a Target that finally had the Injustice 2 Brainiac. I have been looking for this guy because I don't have any Brainiac figures. I did want one. Because obviously everything is using Brainiac now, from DC UO in like 2013 using Brainiac, and then now we've got Suicide Squad who use Brainiac. He's a really good villain to just use and reuse, and there's literally limitless things you can do with Brainiac, considering he can mind control and do all that, but we'll get into him a little bit later. So we are going to unbox him and let's see what he looks like out of the packaging. Alright, here he is out of the packaging. So anybody who's actually watched all my videos already know I usually don't use these stands, but I will say that he is a bitch to stand up. I don't know if it's because he's too top heavy or his ankles really don't move that well, but he would not stand up at all, so that is one gripe about him already. I do like how he looks. He'll probably just sit in my shelf the whole time. I don't know if I'll do any like extra videos on him or not. His posability isn't that great, which we'll get into when we get into the articulation segment, but all in all, he does look really nice. So let's go and look at his accessories. There is not much, unfortunately, so let's get there. Alright, so the accessories, every DC character obviously comes with this character card. If you want to read that, you can pause it. Other than that, he comes with these tentacles. They are pretty articulated, or I'm sorry, they are pretty detailed. There's not much paint on them other than like the metallic on the ends of them, but they're nice enough, I guess. So there is 4 of them. We've got the spiked ones, and then we've got like the Doc Ock arm ones, which look really nice. They do sparkle a lot, so definitely some good paint jobs on those. Alright, so let's look at the articulation. Alright, so let's get rid of this base real quick. So when it comes to the head, it can go all the way around. It hinders a little bit because of this tall neck piece, but it's okay. It can, let's get these out of the way. He can't look down that much. He can't really look up too much because of the back neck piece, but it's decent. These are bendy plastic so that you can move the arms pretty high. He does have butterfly joints. Mine came a little loose. See how fast I can do that? Yeah, mine's a little loose, but that's fine because he's not going to get out of the case. So he does have the ab crunch and the waist crunch. He does have a swivel. He's got a diaper, just like the most of the DC figures we get. He can kick out pretty good. He does have double jointed knees. He's got the ankle. He does have the toe joint as well. He does have a little ankle pivot, but it really doesn't work all that well because how much armor. That's why he was so hard to stand up. He does have the double jointed elbows, which actually go in pretty much all the way. He does have the wrist hinge, and then they can rotate side to side. That's pretty much it for articulation. It's not too good, but it's decent for a bulky figure like this. So next, let's look at the details of the figure. So, as you can see, the head is really good. Not much paint chips or anything on mine. The pink looks really good. Everything is really metallic on the silver, which looks really nice. You can see his lips are a different shade. You got the purple going around. Everything is shiny, like I said. You got really nice paint apps through this whole thing. It does look really nice. We got the back right here, Brainiac butt, the feet. Everything is really detailed. This is definitely worth the money just to keep it in the shelf. Like I said, it's not going to move around a lot, but the details alone make this figure definitely worth it. So I would definitely recommend it. Well, let's do the next segment. We'll put him side by side with some other characters and see how he looks next to people. And here is Brainiac next to a beaten up Superman from the Doomsday 2-pack. They do look good together. It kind of looks like Brainiac beat him up, so that's awesome. He is a little bit taller. He does have a little more of a realism look when the other one has more of a comic-y look, so that takes it out a little bit. But I think he'll look really nice next to some movie Supermen, which I do not have at the moment to show you. But yeah, pretty nice size comparison at least. I do like Brainiac a little bit taller than Superman. So next we will take a look at some other super baddies and we will see how he looks next to them. And here he is next to Superboy Prime. This is another really nice size comparison. He's a little bit taller. I found out recently that Superboy Prime was technically a villain. I don't know if he ended up switching his role or not. I'm not super big into Superman comics, which I'll go more in depth with when we find out who the hell is Brainiac, but that is the next segment. All in all, so far he looks really good with other people, so he's definitely going to look really good on the villain shelf. That is the reason why I bought him, and plus I love the Injustice 2 video game. So let's take a look at one more size comparison and then we will get on. Alright, so as you can see I had to back up this size comparison a little bit because Doomsday is huge. But it is a very good size comparison. Doomsday is supposed to be massively, massively huge, and Brainiac is just taller than most people, so definitely looks really good. Definitely wouldn't want to fight these two on a team. Superman probably wouldn't either, considering these are like the two people who could kill Superman other than like Doomsday. Darkseid. But yeah, I'm really liking this Brainiac figure next to other characters. He is looking really, really nice. So let's get on to the who the hell is this guy arc. And then after that, we will give him a rating and see if you guys should actually get this guy or not. So I will see you guys there. Alright, so who the hell is this guy? So, comic book Brainiac, as far as I know, he is the person who destroyed Krypton, at least according to the Injustice game. Like I said, I don't read Superman comics, so I'm just going after the game, since that's where he's from. He did destroy Krypton. I don't know if he collected it, because I know in the game they always say that all the Kryptonians are dead, obviously other than Supergirl and Superman. But I do know that he is the reason why Krypton is no longer a planet. So he is a Superman villain, more so a Justice League villain just because he is so powerful. Usually they need the whole Justice League to fight this guy. His whole thing is pretty much he likes to collect planets and other beings. He's essentially the Collector from Marvel, but on a much bigger multiversal scale. He will stop at nothing to collect everything and anything that he wants. So he is pretty much one of the strongest villains that DC has ever brought to us. I know a lot of people like him because of that. Like I said, I'm not a big Superman fan, but some of his villains are my favorites, as in Doomsday, and Brainiac has been in so many things recently that I am starting to like him a lot. That's why I got this figure. And that's pretty much the sum of it. He wants to collect everything. He literally shrinks down planets and puts them in like little containers as like collections, and like the actual civilizations are still in those. So he is a full-blown collector of species and planets, and he is able to fully fight the Justice League by himself and sometimes win, especially with the new Suicide Squad game that came out. He pretty much mind controlled all of the Justice League, so 99% of the population was under his control. So he is definitely not someone to trifle with. So now we will go and rate this figure. So when it comes to details and the look of him and the sculpting and anything like that, I will give him a 10 out of 10. He is a really, really amazing figure. Especially if you're just buying him and you're just going to have him inside your shelf looking cool. He is a 10 out of 10 on that one for sure. Articulation, I honestly am going to give him only a 3 out of 10. There's way too much going on. Like if this piece wasn't here, he'd be able to lift his arm a little bit more, like I say, he can barely stand because his ankles barely do the ankle pivot, because they just go right back because there's so much hindrance between all these armor pieces. So not very good on the articulation, but when it comes to figure photography and anything like that, I will give him a 10 out of 10. Not many stances you can do with him, which should lower his score, but the stances you can do with him makes it worth it regardless. So overall, I would definitely give this figure an 8 out of 10. The articulation really does put a hindrance on this figure, but he is worth it nonetheless. If you're a Superman fan or an Injustice fan or even just a Brainiac fan, I definitely recommend getting this guy. He is really good just to stick in the shelf, like I said. He is looking really, really good with other people. So yeah, I do recommend getting this figure. I do hope you guys liked this review. I will be posting another one on, I have a Green Lantern Batman DC Multiverse fig, and I just got the Hush Batman Mafex figure, so I will be doing reviews for those soon, and I will be posting. Alright, stay frosty, guys.